Hi there, welcome back. It's Moy, Swedish Whiskey Girl, and today we are here with this little pouch from my subscription with Whiskey Me. I recently changed it because I used to have one that was Scotch whiskey, but they just relaunched their brand, and now I have one that is kind of international whiskies. And the first one out is an Irish whiskey called Sailor's Home. This is they have a trio in their range. This is the Haven, but I also think they have one called the Journey and the Explorer or something like that. So it's an Irish whiskey company that doesn't distill their own whiskey, but they buy in whiskey and then they blend it and do some finishing, maturation, what they want to do. This is their pot still whiskey, so it's at 43% ABV and is a blend of malted and unmalted barley as well as oats. And I think this might be the first whiskey I'm going to try that has oats in the mash bill. I could be wrong. I might have tried something where I didn't know it was in it, and I know oats whiskey might be something that is up and coming soon from a few different distilleries, so exciting to try it. I think they launched at the end of 2020, and the Sailor's Home is named after the Sailor's Home in Limerick, which was built in 1856, I think, as kind of a welcome to seafarers and travellers that were coming through the port. And yeah, this one is first matured in ex-bourbon and then finished in Oloroso sherry casks. So interesting. Let's start by having a look on the nose. Ooh, ooh. I did not know what to expect from this, and that was not it. Oh, what is that? It's almost tarry. It's very, very murky. Wet leaves, almost like mushrooms, tar. It feels like it would be oily. It also has quite a strong grain notes, like almost like rye bread. Or like whole grain toast, and it's, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Almost a little bit of that kind of wood polish note. Oh, it's so interesting. There's one note in this that I can't pinpoint, but it is a note that I usually don't like in whiskey. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I think it's interesting, and it's not like I think the whiskey's bad because it's just a note of something, and I think it's because the note reminds me of something food-wise or like in life that I don't like. It just transfers. It's like if you don't like the scent of cinnamon and you get cinnamon in whiskey, you wouldn't like it because of that. And it's just, what is that though? It's something oily, like rye grain chemical notes in it that I'm struggling. I really hope it's not the oats, because if there's lots of fascinating oats coming out, then I don't want to. Maybe that's the category that I least like, but I kind of hope it's not, because I'm fascinated. I'm also curious to hear, do you have a note that is one of those notes that you're like, I don't like this in a whiskey, I don't like, maybe it's smoke, although a lot of people don't like the smoke in whiskey. Maybe it's a spice or a fruit or anything specific like that you don't like in food-wise, which means you don't like it whiskey-wise. Or is it the opposite? You don't like it food-wise, but you like it in a whiskey? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's have a sip. Sláinte. Quite smooth. Now I'm looking for that specific note, but I can't find it on the palate. Feels quite creamy, the texture. has a bit of an oily grain note. It almost feels a bit like petrol-y as well. And when you breathe out through your nose and keep your mouth closed, the finish is really nice. It's almost a bit golden, and I wouldn't say it's very fruity, but the golden note is something like a really ripe fruitiness that comes through, but only occasionally before it disappears. And then there's a slight bitter wood character there as well. I don't know how long they've finished this whiskey for, but the Oloroso character isn't super powerful. It doesn't taste a lot like sherry. It just has a slight kind of touch of like murkiness. And then when you look for it, you can almost find a little bit of a kind of spice from the Oloroso. The nose is still very interesting. Interesting and odd in a way. And it has on the palate as well a really interesting grain note. I was a bit worried with the nose because of that thing that I can't identify, but that I'm always a bit hesitant towards. But I'm really enjoying it on the palate. It's quite easy to sip, but the flavors feel like they would be more robust. And that nose is just interesting. Sometimes I'd rather just have an interesting whiskey over something that is nice but not memorable. And this is both nice and interesting, so good combo. I mean, I'd never heard about this before it showed up in my subscription the other day. So yeah, always fun to find new brands. I mean, I'd love to hear what you think of Sailor's Home if you've tried it, or is there maybe another one that is kind of similar to this that you think I might not know about, because I always love learning about new ones, so please let me know in the comments below. And of course, I hope you've liked this video. If you have and would like to support the channel, I'd of course be thrilled if you would maybe leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, or if you'd like to use my affiliate links the next time you're shopping with either Master Malts, the Whisky Exchange, or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. All those links are in the description here below, as well as links to my other social channels if you're curious about those. And of course, I want to say a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. I'm so grateful to have your support. But I hope you're all having an absolutely lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Sláinte Skål!